Добрый день, мои дорогие друзья-подписчики! Сегодня у нас будет интересный и, я надеюсь, веселый выпуск, потому что тема сегодняшнего видео – Франция и французы, мифы и реальность. Если кто-то первый раз на моем канале, я немного расскажу о себе и почему я решила выбрать такую тему для своего видео. Меня зовут Елена, я родилась и выросла в России, в Москве. Потом переехала в Канаду, 9 лет жила в Канаде, в Торонто, и вот уже больше 20 лет живу в США. Сначала мы жили в Колорадо, и последние 3 года я живу в штате Флорида, в прекрасном зеленом городке под названием DeLand. Я замужем. Мой муж Марк француз, он родился и вырос во Франции, но в возрасте 19 лет переехал в США и с тех пор живет в Америке. Для меня Марк – это воплощение настоящего француза, как внешне, так и по его менталитету. И поэтому я решила пригласить его сегодня, поговорить о его любимой Франции, о французском характере, о распространенных стереотипах и мифах о французах. И мы вместе попытаемся разобраться, что правда, а что выдумка. Итак, поехали! Пришел Марк, say hi to everybody. Марк, познакомься со всеми. Вот Марк с вами здоровается. И так как Марк не говорит по-русски, то у меня вот здесь есть список вопросов. Это сборник, я собрала всевозможные мифы о французах, и мы будем ему задавать эти вопросы. И он нам будет комментировать, мифы это, правда это или ложь, и поправлять. Итак, приступим. И я сначала буду, наверное, на русском читать, а потом Марку еще прочту по-английски, и потом на его ответы я буду вставлять, наверное, субтитры видео или голос сверху. Ну, в общем, посмотрим. Итак, приступим. Правда или миф? Все французы любят приговаривать «о-ля-ля» и надувать щеки вот так. All French love to say «о-ля-ля» and puff their cheeks. Is it true or false?
It's true. It's very true. Yeah, absolutely. I do it all the time. Yeah.
So, in which instance you say «о-ля-ля»? When would you normally say «о-ля-ля»?
Well, usually in 2 instances. When things are bad, and sometimes when things are good.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it depends on the intonation, right?
Yes.
So when you say "oh la la," that's usually something bad, right? Oh la la. Or you can say "oh la la, c'est magnifique."
Oh, c'est magnifique.
Yeah. Somebody brings a nice, beautiful cake or flowers. Say "oh la la, c'est joli."
So you're excited.
Yeah. Yeah, but most of the time when I say "oh la la," it's "oh la la."
What about puffing their cheeks? I noticed that French, they puff their cheeks very often. So what does it mean? In which situation you do?
A tough situation.
So
you have a challenge. Also, yeah, you have a challenge. You have something that's difficult to do.
Yes. When you're disappointed, do you do this?
No.
Only when you're facing some challenge or problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Французы всегда целуют друг друга в щеку при встрече. Двойной поцелуй в щечку между 2 женщинами, женщиной и мужчиной, и даже между 2 мужчинами. В некоторых регионах Франции существует 3-кратный, 4-кратный и даже 5-кратный поцелуй как форма приветствия. The French kiss each other on the cheek as a form of greeting. The double kiss greeting on both cheeks goes for 2 women, woman and man, and even for 2 men. In some regions in France, they even kiss each other as much as 5 times.
Okay.
Do you know about that?
Yes, I do know, but I don't quite agree with the numbers.
You don't agree?
No.
What is the most common?
But when I was younger, we used to kiss 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4 in France, 3 times in Belgium.
Oh yeah.
But now more often it's just twice, one on one side and then the other side.
So that's for Parisians.
That's anywhere in France.
Anywhere in France, just
Anywhere in
twice?
France, yeah.
Because I think we met some French people and I kissed them twice and they wait for more.
Yeah, yeah. Usually
because
the norm sometimes is 4 times.
4 times?
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you shake your hand too with men or you just...
No, you either check your hand. That means you don't know the person very well, or if he's a close friend, you kiss him on the cheek. But men don't really kiss. Okay, men just go bump cheeks basically.
So do you kiss with your lips or you just touch cheeks? Show me how you're supposed to kiss.
Okay, well if it's a man, if you're a man,
if
right?
you're a man,
if you're a man, I'll just go like this. 1, 2.
Okay.
There you go.
And if it's a woman?
If it's a woman, you kiss.
Oh, you kiss?
You
Really?
Kiss. Yeah, yeah. And if she's
Oh.
beautiful, you know.
You kiss more. You kiss
You
4
kiss
times.
more. Yeah, yeah. 4
You were
times.
supposed to, but you kiss 5.
That might be a stretch. You might be wondering, but at least 4. Yeah.
Oh, bad French. Okay, let's go to the next question. Французы очень грубые, особенно официанты. Did you understand?
No, I don't understand that.
The French are very rude, especially waiters. Is it true?
It depends where you go. In Paris, they are very rude.
Oh, really?
And as far as service, you can wait a long time. They don't really care how long you wait.
So they're rude the way they talk to you, and they're rude the way they behave.
No, if they're very...
They're irritated. Oh,
It's
your
difficult.
customer came.
No, if they see that you're going to be a big spender, right, that you're going to spend a lot of money, suddenly they're very nice and polite, right? But if you come and sit down just for a cup of coffee, they can be extremely rude.
But the tip is included. Yes.
The tip is included.
But it doesn't
yeah.
matter if you spend a lot. The tip is, which is included, is much bigger.
Sure, of course.
Yeah, so that's why they become polite.
Yeah,
Because if
yeah.
they know that you're
Yeah.
planning to spend a lot.
Yeah, the fact that the tip is included means that they don't really have to give you a good service.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, yeah. So it doesn't motivate them.
Yeah, plus if you go to places where there's a lot of tourists, then they know they're not going to see you again.
Yeah, and
you
they're
know,
not returning customers.
what would they care?
Yeah.
You know, they say, yeah, then do some.
Remember how we went to some cafe in Paris and we sat for coffee and he said, are you going to have dinner? And we said, no, we're just for drinks. And remember he took the table closer.
Oh, I remember, it was a beautiful tablecloth, nice silverware, you know. The place looks absolutely beautiful,
Yeah,
and then he went, shit, and then took the tablecloth away, and
I was in shock.
all there was like a dirty wooden table. Yeah.
Yeah.
Typical Parisian. Typical.
So-
but if you go elsewhere in France, usually they're much nicer.
Yeah, when we traveled, I noticed that in smaller cities, the smaller the city, the nicer people
Oh
are.
yeah, yeah.
They're polite and they want to talk to you.
That's the good rule of the
they're
thumb.
helpful.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's specific of to any big city, you know,
Yeah.
because you know, if you go to New York, waiters are rude too.
Yeah. People
yeah.
are nice. Yeah.
And here in DeLand, for example, it's a small town and people are very nice.
Yeah, in
and
big city
polite.
people are always in a rush, so you know they're not there
Yeah.
to help you.
Yeah. Окей. Знаешь ли ты такое выражение? Французы работают, чтобы жить, а не живут, чтобы работать. Что оно означает? Do you know this expression? The French work to live, not live to work. What does it mean?
Oh, well, it means that. What it means is that there's a lot of people, especially in the Anglo-Saxon country and in the United States where we live, where work is your life.
Yeah, especially for Americans.
You define your life based on your work, and when you meet new people, very often the first question they ask you is, what do you do? Because what you do defines you, right? In France, you really, work is part of your life, but you don't live to work. Usually the French, they
You
live
want to enjoy your life. Work is just for you, means to enjoy your life.
Yeah.
To provide
Right. Yeah. Usually on the 1st of September, the French already think about what's the next vacation they're going to take.
Same as Russian. Same as Russian.
Yeah.
But I heard even that it's not polite to ask a French person, what do you do?
I don't think it is. I think it's kind
How
of,
much do you earn?
because
That
it's-
is considered not polite.
yeah, it's a question
It's
of
not a good
judgment.
conversation subject for a conversation.
correct, because you
Because in America they do it like
All the time.
What do you do?
All
Oh,
the time.
hi Mark, what do you do?
yeah, what do you do?
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, you wear? Oh, bye. See you later.
Yeah, so French, they like to talk, what subjects normally for a small talk, what French like to talk about?
Oh, art, music, philosophy,
Politics.
politics. You know,
Here in America, they kind of try to avoid politics.
relationships.
That's why and relationships. So
Yeah.
that's a subject that in United States is kind of
No, there's a few forbidden subjects.
Forbidden.
I
Yeah,
mean,
especially
at work,
Yeah,
right?
at
You
work.
can't talk about.
yeah.
You cannot talk about
Religion.
sex. That is for sure.
Sex,
Religion,
religion,
politics.
and personal issues. No,
No, personal
yeah,
issues
yeah.
are okay. Yeah, yeah.
Religion, sex,
Yeah.
politics.
So,
yeah.
so basically,
That's a subject that you normally would argue about and get into
sure, right? That's why
fierce
it's
argument.
disallowed. But that's living. You
Yeah.
know.
So
That's,
French
that's
at work
living.
you can talk about it.
I don't know. I haven't worked in France for so long. I'm not sure about that. But
Before-
last I heard, there was no such thing as forbidden conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because here it's like no.
No, it's
Even though sometimes people get into it, but maybe it's good that you're not allowed to get into it, because remember at my work, this guy was Bob. He was religious and he tried to convert me.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
maybe it's good that you're not allowed
Yeah,
to
this is
talk about
it
religion.
can be a blessing.
Yeah, it
depending
can
on
be
the
a
person.
blessing,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Окей. Все француженки загорают голыми на пляжах. All French women go topless on French beaches.
I wouldn't say all French women, you know. I'm sure all French men would like all French women to go topless on all beaches. But actually the beaches that are topless or nude are restricted.
Oh, yes.
I think
So it's not every beach you can go topless?
You can be topless, that's okay.
Because
French
I think
are-
when
yeah.
we went last time, we went to Cannes and there
Yeah.
were many women topless.
Yeah, no problem.
And
yeah,
this
that's
public
not.
beach with children, kids.
Yeah,
and
yeah, that's no problem.
So do you think all French beaches are topless?
They can. Nobody's gonna arrest a woman for being topless. You know?
Remember when we went with Danish? Oh, that was in Spain.
Oh yeah, that was in
And we
Spain.
went
yeah.
to the beach, and he's never been to topless beach.
Right.
And he's got so shy. He says, "Mom, she's naked."
Yeah. I mean, he ran ahead of us,
Yeah,
right?
he ran ahead of us.
Right? We didn't see him for a while.
Yeah,
and
and then
and
he
suddenly he
comes
comes back running and goes, "Oh,
They're naked. A men and women.
welcome to Spain."
It was cute. Все французы носят берет и играют на гармошке. All French wear beret and play accordion.
Wow, what book are
This
you
is a
reading?
cliche.
That's a cliche.
It's like Russian with the beer on the chin
Yeah.
and you know.
Yeah, absolutely not. But I think it's. I don't know.
Do you
if you
own a
want, if
beret?
I do not own a beret. I do not own a beret. Yeah.
Марка берета нет. И гармошки тоже.
I keep thinking of when I was living in Washington D.C., where the traffic is especially bad. You know, I had my boss, who was French, had a little beret and a little moped. You know, and it looked very French. You
Yeah.
know, and I thought that was cute.
Yeah,
But
it's cute.
to say that they all have a beret and an accordion, that's
So why
that's
where
way.
this comes from? Why this kind of stereotype exists?
Oh, maybe because a long time ago, when you go to Paris, there's a lot of musicians on the street, and back in many years ago, maybe a lot of them used to play accordion. You know, perhaps. I don't know. I've never
So it was
really
very
seen.
popular.
Yeah, I've never really seen the two together though.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the
Beret and
accordion and the
accordion.
beret. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Actually, you know what I found out? I actually wrote it down. While the beret was originally worn by early 20th century peasants in the Basque region and throughout the Pyrenees, artists like Picasso and Dali actually made it famous. Walk the streets of Paris today and you will hardly see any of them. So it's actually Picasso and Dali made it because they like to wear beret. But it came from Basque because 20th century peasants in Basque region it was popular.
Oh, okay, okay, I did not know that.
Now you know. Французы обожают есть улиток и лягушек. The French love weird food, like snails and frogs. Do you like snails and frogs?
No, I don't like frog legs. I tried them, but no, I don't.
I tasted them. I tried them twice, and I think once they were badly done. They were like all in oil and. Remember when we were in Lyon, I think with Livia, yes, and once I actually tried it and they were like in breadcrumbs or something and they were not bad. But I cannot say that it's some special taste or something that I really would have craving for.
Yeah, it doesn't taste bad. It tastes like chicken, but I mean, I don't want to ruin it for you. But it's just the idea that usually, if you look at a frog, you know, the legs will be used, and the rest of the frog is discarded. So I don't care for that sort.
But snails will like escargot.
Snails, I don't particularly like the snail itself, but the sauce is wonderful. So I'll eat a snail. Yeah, snail.
I love snails.
I love the garlic and parsley sauce.
Sometimes we would like, let's share. I don't want to share. You order it separate. Yeah, I really like escargot.
Yeah, it's good, especially with good bread.
Oh yeah, with garlic and parsley. And remember, we were in Lyon, I think. We went to see Pascal, and he took us to this restaurant, and they served us escargot with chanterelle mushrooms.
Yes.
In the pot.
Yeah, in the pot. Yeah, that's very good.
It's my best escargot. It's just like I have such a craving. I just would visit the city again just to go to this restaurant and try.
Well, the next time we visit my mom, you know, if you come, there's a restaurant in Valenciennes that has very good escargot, like that in a pot as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're very good. So remember
those
that.
mushrooms that I like?
You know, I don't remember because with Pascal, unfortunately, I had a few drinks before eating, so I remember they were very good, but don't ask me for the details.
Okay. Французы обожают вонючие сыры. Во Франции 900 разновидностей различных сыров. The French love stinky cheeses. There are almost 900 different varieties of cheeses.
Yes.
True?
Yes.
Yeah.
True for the 900. I'm not sure that all French like stinky cheeses.
Really? But the stinky the better.
No. Not if it turns my stomach upside down, you know.
There's some that can be rough on your stomach?
No, I just think that I've been in places where they open the cheese and the smell to me is so overwhelmingly bad that I lose my appetite. I don't know. Maybe it requires a special test. Maybe it's an acquired test. But if you are not accustomed to that, it can turn you off from enjoying it.
But you know, I knew one French person, and he decided to bring cheese from France to. I think he was in Russia. I knew him. He brought this cheese to Russia, so he was going through customs. And customs said for the smell, and they opened the suitcase, and those cheeses, like in the small area, it smells even more, and they almost fainted.
I bet,
Because it was so stinky, but they taste good.
Yeah, it's lucky nobody light up a cigarette. Could have had an explosion.
Okay, and then we say go to those French terrorists.
No, but I mean,
French terrorists with cheese.
Exactly.
Toxic cheese.
they could go overboard, you know, maybe you cut the cheese and so fresh worms comes out of it, you know, and you say, oh, maybe that's good. No.
But I like this cheese with mildew, this, what's kind of...
There's a lot of great cheese in France. I mean,
Roquefort,
you know, yeah, I mean, it's great when you go in a restaurant and they offer you a plate with so many variety of cheese and good bread. I mean, it's wonderful.
Yeah, and such as
Now, the cheese that have a very strong smell, I don't necessarily, you know, like it myself, but...
oh, I like some smelly ones. I don't know what you're referring to. It's very strong smell, but some of very smelly ones, they're very tasty.
To me, a very strong smell is a smell that is so overwhelming that you don't smell anything else. You know, they have cheese like that.
Yes.
But yeah, cheese that smells a little bit.
Have you tried cheese like that? Or never bought cheese like that?
Yeah, I've tried them. I mean, the smell doesn't necessarily mean that the cheese is good. It depends on your taste, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. So. But for any variety, like 900 varieties of cheese, and for every kind, there is somebody who likes it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Crazy.
Crazy. When you go to a supermarket in France, I mean, the cheese section is an entire aisle.
Французы считают кулинарию формой искусства. Они гурманы и с особым пиететом относятся не только ко вкусу еды, но и к способу ее подачи. Они предпочитают сервировать еду очень маленькими порциями. И ужинают французы поздно, обычно с 7 до 9 вечера, как мы. For the French, cooking is a form of art. They prefer to serve food beautifully presented in very small portions. Typical French supper starts late, from 7 till 9 in the evening. Is that so?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
And
that
we
is so.
need to, it's from 7 till 9, even later.
Yeah.
So French consider food form of art. It's like not, there's no question about it.
Right, and it shouldn't be overwhelming. You know, it should not be overwhelming. It should be very tasty, and it should look beautiful. It should taste very, very good.
So, and what about French chefs? If it's a form of art, then chefs looked at as if they're celebrities.
Oh, they are.
They're famous.
A lot of them are.
Yeah.
A lot of them are famous, and restaurants that serves good food are. You know, I mean, that's a very good business. Very good business.
Oh,
you know, the chef is known. It's
to me, French cuisine, I think it's probably my favorite.
Yeah, well, it's much more diverse, I think, than other cuisine,
yes.
which helps.
Yeah.
You know, every region of France.
Just the number of sauces, just the I don't know. And French eat pretty much everything. There is no like.
There's no waste.
Some weird stuff. Okay, I think that's the next question. And I noticed that, like, from your family, from our family, yes, that from our French family. That they like to get together as a family and sit at the big table, and they really pay attention at how they serve the food and how they present it, and they like to stay very long and have very, very good conversation. And everybody's invited, and the little children and elderly. And brothers and sisters, everybody's together, and everybody involved in common conversation, which is very nice.
But I think that I'm not sure. I was going to say in Europe, but I'm not sure about all of Europe. But I would think in Europe there's a lot more events that involve many generations, where. In some other countries, based on the events, is, you know, this age bracket and that age bracket, and, you know, or that age bracket. But I know in France they have a lot of events where the very young, the teenagers, the young men and women and elderly just party together, and I think that's great.
Yeah, remember that communion, communion we went to? How long did this dinner last? faster.
Too long.
Oh my
Too long,
God.
like 4,
6.
5 hours.
No, I think it's 6
And it was that, but that's too much.
That's
That's just too
It was
much.
so much food.
Yeah, that's too much now. But 2 hours is good. Yeah, but 6 hours it's
Too
not.
much. Yeah, I was exhausted. It was like too much. It was already, I was thinking like, oh, when we're gonna go home.